You prepare coffee and place it gently on the dining table. The steam rises from a few seconds before fading away, just like every conversation between you and him. Jungkook sits near the window in his wheelchair, his eyes locked on the paper resting on his lap. His expression is calm but instant, like he is living another world. On that does not include you. Your coffee is getting cold again. Jungkook does not move, only the soft sound of paper filling the air. You should drink it before it loses its taste. I didn't ask for it. I know you didn't, but you still need something in the morning. His eyes lift from the paper for a second, meeting yours. The same eyes that once burned with anger, no carry nothing but the quiet emptiness. You don't have to do this. This marriage doesn't mean anything to either of us. Maybe not to you, but I made a promise. Jungkook let out a dry, bitter laugh, his lips barely curving. A promise to save your family's reputation? Not to me. I didn't marry you for that. Then why? You freeze. For a moment, your heart beat loud in silence. You could tell him everything, the reason you said yes, the truth behind the decision. But you know, he wouldn't believe it. You would not believe me if I told you. Jongo turned his wheelchair towards the hall. His tone was sharp but emotionless. Then don't say anything. Silence suits this marriage better. He leaves without looking back. The door shut softly. The sound felt like thunder in the empty house. You looked at the untouched coffee, the steam completely gone now. If only you know why I said yes. Jeon Jungkook, a name that once made people lower their voices. The mafia's youngest leader, known for his silence and more than his words, until one took his strength away. A man who once ruled, now trapped in a wheelchair. His pride broken, not permanently but enough to change everything. The wedding meant to bring peace between two families and turned into chaos overnight. And when your sister refused to marry him, everyone knows someone has to take her place. You entered in the house. You could feel it something was wrong. The decoration were half removed, the air was too quiet for the wedding. What happened? Why is everyone acting like this? Your sister called off the wedding. What? Why? She said she can't marry a man who is paralyzed. He just came back from a mission and he's injured in a wheelchair, and she said she can't spend her life with someone like that. You frowned in shock. So she just walked away like that. Your uncle stepped in. You don't just call off a mafia wedding while not when the groom is Jeon Jungkook. The name froze you. Wait, Jeon Jungkook? Yes, the same Jungkook that one from your high school. Do you remember her? Him? You still remember the sound of lockers slamming, the moment someone showed you against the wall, mocking you, and there was the cruel. Before you could even react, Jungkook appeared, the boy everyone avoided, the one who never smiled, never talked, except that day he grabbed that guy's collar and his voice was low and sharp. Touch her again and I break you. And he did. The crack of bone. Everyone feared him, but when his eyes met yours, afterward, they were not cold. Just quietly protective. He's that Jungkook. He was dangerous then, he is more dangerous now. Your sister is running away. We'll insult him, Ryan. He might destroy our family to send a message. You are the only one who can just help us now. And what do you want me to do? Your aunt's eyes filled with tears. Marry him instead. You're the only one he might not hurt. You know him once. You looked at them, disbelief flooding your chest. You can't be serious. We have no other choice. You say yes and everything stays safe. If you say no, and we all have to pay for it. Back to the story. And you just marry him without thinking how he will actually react. And he never imagined me as his wife, and now there is just distance and distance. And he think I feel pity on him, but he didn't know that I actually wanted to be his since my high school. And here Jungle closed the door, inhaled softly, the sunlight touched his face, tracing a glow crossing his jawline. And he still couldn't believe it that you were Anna's sisters. He had no idea the same girl who once stole his breath in the college high school was now the person he married to, even if it was all unplanned, forced by family, but it still felt the fat had circled back. He leaned forward, opened the jar, and paused. His finger brushed against a small stick of old photos. They were you, laughing, standing under the school tree, and you had covering your mouth as if shy. In one photo, he stood behind you, looking straight at you instead of the camera. I was really crazy back then. He smiled faintly, the kind that carry warmth and pain together. The door opened quietly, and you stepped in with a small cup of tea in your hand. You kept those, looking like pretending to not to being interested in me. Hmm? You still in love with me? I know. He started and quickly tried to push the photos back in the drawer, but one slipped from his hand and fell near his feet. Your feet. You picked it up, Junko frozen, his lips parted. But word didn't come out right away. One placed the picture on the desk and eyes glanced towards him. You should have told me that you still had them. I didn't think it mattered anymore. It always matters when it's come over from the past. He looked up at you, the coldness in his expressions began to fade. I used to think I would never see you again. And now you did. Not like this, not when I can't even stand properly, not when I'm not the person you remember. You don't need to be. You're still the same Jungkook to me. For a moment he stared at you like he was trying to believe your words. Your hand brushed against his as a set of cup beside him. You still talk the same way. And you still listen the same way. But I'm mad. Because you have my photos, you missed me, but still never dared to find me. Who said that? I was looking for you since I became a mafia boss, but then I got forced into this marriage and I was never going to marry her. I told her many times, and but then I had that accident, the mission, and then I found you are going to marry. All the times you were her sister, I never knew. I was looking everywhere for you, except looking at your own fiance's house. Come on, she was not my fiance. We never got engaged. Yeah, but why you were ignoring me? It's been more than 24 hours to our marriage, but you still so cold. He smiled and looked away. At night, he sat on the couch living in living room, a blanket dropped over his lap, his eyes fixed on the faint glow on the fireplace. You walked in after cleaning up and holding 2 cups of hot chocolate. Here, before you say no again, you still think I would say no to you. Pretty sure. He chuckled, shaking his head. Then he took that cup from your hand. For a moment, the silence that followed was not heavy, it was almost peaceful. You sat beside him, watching the flicker on in the firelight dancing across his face, thinking about something. Just everything, how fast things change, how I used to run through the streets fighting enemies, and now I need help just to move across a home room. You'll walk again, Jungkook, you're healing. You're saying it like you know for sure. Because I do, you're not the type to give up, right? Even in high school, you used to fight 10 guys alone just to prove a point. Yeah, but that night was not like that. We had gone to handle a deal. It was supposed to be simple, but someone betrayed us. I saw one of my men go down, and before I could pull him, a car hit us from the side. After that, it was just pain and like darkness. And when you wake up, you couldn't move your legs. Yeah, doctor said it was not permanent, but it felt like my whole world stopped. I thought I would lose everything, my power, my people, my name. You placed your cup down and turned slightly towards him. You didn't lose everything, Jungkook. You are still here, still you, still the same guy who once scared half of the school but secretly fed a stray kid behind the gym every day. You remember that? Of course, you were just bad at pretending you didn't care. For the first time, you laughed, a real laugh, the kind that filled the room and made you forget for a moment how broken things had been. You're something else, you know that? I have been told by the guy who broke bone for me, remember? Don't remember me. You still think about that? Every time see you act like cold and quiet, it's funny knowing how crazy you actually were for me. I still am. Finally, took you long enough. I was waiting for the right time. And now feels perfect. You leaned your head on his shoulder and held you so he held you so close.